people out there. This is the Greasy Monkey Podcast with Kyle and Danny. And this is a podcast where we mostly talk about movies, but it could go anywhere, honestly. We could talk about anything. Why don't you say something, Kyle?
We could be a runaway train.
A very obscure reference right off the bat. So this is... We just love movies. Kyle, I like to categorize more as an average moviegoer.
I'm pretty average.
You're really accepting of it. Like, you want to be known as an average moviegoer.
I don't want to be known as special. There's nothing special about me here.
So, like...
I represent the masses.
So, tell me some of your favorite movies.
My favorite movie of all time, Saving Private Ryan.
Which is a great movie.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. Have you ever seen, what the fuck is that movie with Johnny Knoxville? The Ringer?
I haven't seen the whole thing of The Ringer.
Oh, then, never mind. Then.
Okay. I have, as you know, Danny, that you make fun of me quite frequently, is the entire Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, I just love those movies. Probably the greatest franchise of all time. Better than Star Wars. Better than...
Hey, I'm a fan
Indiana
of Star
Jones.
Wars.
Yeah. We won't get into that right now, but so you can basically get an idea of your movie taste. Like, you like The Dark Knight a lot.
Yeah, I like the Dark Knight franchise.
Comic book movies.
I like Marvel, the Avengers, those guys.
So like I said, he's more the average. How would you describe me?
You used to be an average moviegoer, and then you turned into a movie snob.
It's a really accurate definition, I would say.
Yeah, you let the critics. You only let the critics go with you. Yeah. So
this might be a little rough. It's our first time recording, but we're gonna do the best we can.
Bear with us.
Bear.
Grr. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. There's another thing about me.
He's
I
a
love
huge
The
Office fan. I like The Office too, but he's like a big fan.
Yeah.
I like both versions. I like the British and the American ones.
I think you like the British one more.
It's just the original one. So, but I like. If I was just gonna watch it casually, I would go for the American Office.
Okay.
Like the British one, seems more like a mini series, because it's all connected.
Right.
The Office is so long. The American one, it's like 7, 8 seasons.
There's 9 seasons. Yeah. 7 of them are really the only ones that matter.
Yeah, but
and the end of 9.
Yeah. So you're a big Office fan, like most people.
I guess there's a lot.
But you were describing me.
Yeah, you. You, like I said, you kind of go with what you let the critics dictate.
No, I don't
what
let
you
the
do.
critics dictate.
All right, you make them sway your choice to watch a movie.
Well, I guess that's part of it, but
yeah, like I feel like I can go into any movie. Well, not every movie, but most movies with a pretty open mind.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're kind of like if you go see a movie and it doesn't have the best of reviews, you kind of go in with a bias.
Right. I would say that's true, but just in general, I tend to go for more of the smaller known movies. Like
the indies.
Yeah, not even the indies. Like, I like classic movies and all that kind of stuff.
That's true.
But I just want something to be good, like a good story. I like comic book movies, but I'm getting tired of them. It's just that whole deal. It's just churning them out.
Well, you got to get ready because they're going to be cranking them out on both ends now.
I know.
On DC and on Marvel.
Yeah. So that's probably where we're going to start off here. We're going to talk about the upcoming movies. Wonder Woman is about to come out.
Yeah.
It has a 97% of Rotten Tomatoes. So you already brought up the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I mean,
right.
It's a primary resource for me. I
look at it too. I look at it to see how movies that I want to see are doing in the critic's eyes and in the audience eyes.
Mm-hmm. But of course, it's not perfect.
No.
It's a good source, but what was I going to say? It's better than IMDb because that's just all user.
Yeah.
What I like about Rotten Tomatoes is it gives you critics and
I don't ever use IMDb. I don't think the only time I use that is if Rotten Tomatoes isn't working.
Yeah.
Or something.
And I usually tend to agree with the critics anyway, so that's the reason why I look to them, because I have more of a critical thinking towards movies. I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of have to with being a creative writing major.
Well, do we have to say my major in this podcast?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm very self-conscious about that.
All right, well,
I'm a film minor.
Right, well, you were a film minor, and I guess going into school, though, you wanted to be a film major, so that's where you that's obviously where you changed your outlook on movies.
It was definitely, making stuff definitely changed my perspective, like, seeing how movies are made.
Yeah.
And just working on set.
That's understandable.
Yeah, but the big point of this podcast is that we usually have different opinions.
Yeah, so it's not always going to be agree.
Yeah,
we're going to have some pretty good disagreements.
Yeah. So I just brought up Rotten Tomatoes because that's probably what we're going to use mostly. Mm-hmm. But some of the early reviews for Wonder Woman are out right now. It sits at 97% from the critics, with a lot of reviews out. So. What are your thoughts, average movie, Kyle?
Going in, like, when I heard about Wonder Woman being released, I kind of expected it to be a similar style to, because I saw Batman vs. Superman, and I thought that was a pretty mediocre movie.
I agree. I didn't think it was as bad as people thought it was.
No, I think people were super harsh on it because they're relating it in comparison to Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. And to an extent, I think DC was letting Marvel dictate how they were making their movies. Mm-hmm. So I think Batman and Superman was way too serious, and I think that's because they were trying to do the opposite of what Marvel was doing with more of the lighthearted comic humor.
Right.
And then Suicide Squad
I'm not going to see that movie.
That could have been way better. I mean, even as an average moviegoer, I was like, it's all I can say is it was entertaining. Right. I guess it could have been even more entertaining though if they had done it a different way.
I heard the editing was really weird in that movie, like it was choppy or something. I didn't see it, but
I mean, I don't usually pay attention too much to the what I want to say the mechanics, the mechanics of the film. Aspects, yeah, so I didn't really check that out, but I definitely, if you don't see it, it's not like you're missing anything unless for some reason these future DC movies tie back to it. Then of course you have to go back in and see it.
Right. So one of the big things about Wonder Woman, obviously, is it's a female-led movie.
Right.
As far as going to see that movie, you don't care, obviously. You're going to go see a movie if it's good or not.
Well, all right. So as I was saying, though, with DC, like, I haven't had a good experience with DC in comparison to what I would expect.
No, I just want to know.
Right. I get there. Yeah. So when I saw that they were making a Wonder Woman movie, I was like, I don't know if I really want to go see it. Okay. Because it just seemed like I'm not a huge DC fan, so I know some of the players. Mm-hmm. I know Wonder Woman. Yeah. I was like, I don't necessarily have to see it, but hearing that it's so good and that Gal Gadot has apparently done a really good job with the character.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then Chris Pine being in it.
I like Chris Pine.
Yeah, me too.
He's good.
So I think that, and seeing that the reviews are this high, I think I definitely want to see it now.
Well, of course, it caught my attention, 97%. But then again, take that with a grain of salt because the average reviews are only like 7.7. So that means it'll go down a little bit. But that's still really good. I think Winter Soldier had like a 7.5 something average score.
And I really liked that one. So
it was a good movie. I don't know.
I think we've kind of talked about this.
I didn't think it was. Do I want to say overrated? I don't know because I think it was just such a big change in tone from the first Avenger, the Captain America of the first Avenger.
Right.
So it was just like surprising. Oh, it's a spy, conspiracy movie.
Right. I just liked it. I think because it was so much more action than the first one, and I liked the fact that the Winter Soldier was. I don't know. I just felt like he was more of a bad guy to go up against Captain America than the Red. What is his name? The
Red Skull.
Red Skull.
We've talked about it before. I liked the first one and it's like cheesiness. Yeah. I'm in the unpopular opinion though. Like a lot of people don't like the first Captain America that much.
Right.
And it was like an origin story, but
yeah, I mean, I guess the origin stories aren't going to always be as fun because you do have to get some of that build up.
Yeah.
Just like I'd say, for the most part, even the Marvel ones, the build up stories are pretty slow, just like any other type of series.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you got to set it up. I mean, they're all connected. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I liked the first Iron Man, but it feels like the first Iron Man, I'd say 75% of that movie is build up, and then the final act is what, is a little bit of action in there.
Right.
So I mean, I still liked it, but
I put that on the top of the list for me, Marvel movie.
Of all Marvel movies, Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
I'd say I mean, I know I'm as average moviegoer. I don't think any of them beat Captain America: Civil War, just because
You think Civil War is the best one?
I think so. That's what I enjoyed the most because
I'm an Avengers fan. I like the first Avengers.
the first Avengers is good. Avengers is up there for me.
Yeah. And then we're both big Guardians fans. I still haven't seen the second one.
The second, yes, I've seen the second one, but we won't talk about that.
Spoilers.
You know, so that we don't spoil for Danny.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the first Guardians. Kind of gives you you can see the Star Wars influence, I think, but it's a space opera. Is it space opera? I don't know.
I mean, I don't really know what they classified as in that term, but I just remember like I never had no idea going to that movie who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. But I saw it was Marvel.
I remember looking up what's the next Marvel movie going to be, and it was like Guardians of the Galaxy TBA release, and I was looking at like the plot and stuff, and it was like there's a talking raccoon and like a tree. I'm like what is this going to be? There's no way it's going to be good.
Right, and I kind of likened it to one of those movies where you wouldn't appreciate it or enjoy it unless you were like a super comic book geek.
Wait, what do you mean? You wouldn't enjoy it?
You wouldn't enjoy it. I looked at it as if you don't know the characters, you wouldn't really understand what's going on, and therefore you really wouldn't enjoy it as much. You know, like for me, I go into like a Spider-Man or a Batman movie, and I know who the main character is, and you're like, okay, I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And with Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know who the bad guys were, who the good guys were. So I was like, all right, am I going to really enjoy this?
Because that also gave you the feeling like it doesn't feel like a superhero movie at first. Like it just kind of feels like a space movie. Like but it turns into one. Yeah, because it connects to Thanos.
Definitely. But yeah, so like I went into that one not knowing. I was like, all right, is this going to be one of those? Well, when we first saw it coming, like announced to come out, I was like, this seems like one of those that all right, the true comic book fans out there. Mm-hmm. They'll know exactly who Rocket Raccoon is, and Groot and Gamora and all them.
But dude, that movie made so much money when it came out.
It did. I know because I think so many people just saw the Marvel sticker on it and they're like, all right, I'll go see it. I was part of that.
I remember the trailer because it had the that one song over it, the Ooh Good Chaka, and I was like, the trailer finally came out for it, and it was like, I don't know if I wanted to see it, but
but I loved how they probably got on a ton of people because of the soundtrack of that movie.
Exactly, that's the big thing about that. I was it Grammy nominated? I'm not sure, but it sold a lot of copies of the soundtrack. So
so that was I don't really remember how we got on that.
So we're talking about Wonder Woman.
That's right.
But you do want to see
I do want to see Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And even more so now that it's getting good reviews. Because I know a lot of people, and I kept my mind open for it the whole time in terms of Gal Gadot being cast. Mm-hmm.
But she felt just kind of pushed into Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. She was... I think that movie... Not that Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman being present subtracted from the movie at all, as it is, but I think that if you leave her out and maybe focus more on the Batman and Superman like it's supposed to be, it becomes a less crowded movie. Because you already have a lot going on with Doomsday being thrown in there.
Yeah, that was the problem with that movie. It was too much.
And I think that if you take her out of it, you can almost focus more on the other two, and then it would have been a better movie. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is that whole tone of that movie was just way too serious and way too dark. And like I said, then they went with the edgy type and Suicide Squad. And then I don't know if you've seen the trailer for Justice League.
Have you seen one with Batman going around trying to get everyone?
Yeah. And it's almost like they're trying now too hard to be funny. And I always likened it to
because they had to, because they're overcompensating for
it. And it's almost like I always thought that it's almost like you have your boss at work. And everybody knows he's like super serious, but then he tries to come in and crack a few forced jokes, and you're kind of like, oh ha 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 ha, like, oh, I heard you can talk to fish, Aquaman. oh ha ha ha, like, nice one.
Yeah.
But you really don't think it's funny, so it just looks like they're trying too hard now.
Side note, Zack Snyder just had to leave Justice League because his daughter died. He was directing it, and Josh Whedon, who directed the Avengers, is coming in and overseeing the like post-production process. So I thought that's interesting. I don't know, the film's already like finished, filmed like right. So it was just interesting. I was like, oh, Joss Whedon switched sides over here because I think he's gonna do a DC movie too.
Is he really?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I can look it
Wow.
up real quick. But
Oh,
yeah,
how old was Zack Snyder's daughter?
I'm not sure. I think it might have. Hold on.
Because I didn't think he was too old. Is he?
No, he's not.
So I can't imagine his
Yeah,
daughter.
she committed suicide at 20.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Wow.
But,
that's sad to hear.
So yeah, the point was that Joss Whedon moved over to DC from Marvel, which I thought was interesting.
Wow.
But I am interested in Wonder Woman because it's set during World War One, right?
I think so. I think it's
pretty
World
sure.
War One. I just remember in the trailer you have Chris Pine saying the war to end all wars or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's
yeah.
World War One.
Yeah. And that's what makes her like leave her thing or something,
right?
Because she's like, oh, I gotta,
Well, because I think he's the first man, like human man, or maybe man in all senses of the word that Wonder Woman encounters. Because she's a daughter of Zeus,
right?
And so unless she saw him, then I don't think she's seen any man because the Amazonians are all women.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's another thing that. If she knows that they do exist, then maybe she's trying to help save men. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more once we see the movie. Because like I said, I don't really know a ton about.
Well, I was going to get at that kind of like feminist aspect. That's what I was trying to get to it. Like, it's interesting to see how a female-led movie is going to do at the box office. Yeah. I hope it does well because if it's a good movie, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and a lot of the reviews I've seen kind of center around. They don't specifically say it, at least in the the little preview blips that they give you, but it seems like a lot of it might be that type of, all right, we have a female lead for once.
That's why
it's
I hope it's not.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't hope it's not that. I don't think so. There's too many reviews out already.
Yeah, I mean, when I checked earlier today, there was I think like 68 or 70 of them, and I was like, all right. I'm looking through the reviews and I see like it's fresh, it's hopeful, it's inspiring.
There's humor and like it's
right.
It's
And so when I saw that there's like it's hopeful, inspiring, and all that, I was like, all right, is it really that deep of a message, or is it that we have this female character in which which is fine, but I hope that's not what they're basing the quality of the movie itself off of.
Like you're saying, just like it could be just an average superhero movie, but like with the female in the lead, which is
right. Like if you took Batman and Superman and kept the movie exactly the same, but made Batman and Superman females, to me that doesn't up the quality of the movie, and that's what I'm hoping they're not basing Wonder Woman off of.
Right.
So I think that you should look at a movie as objectively as possible in the sense that it's a movie,
right,
and not so much who's who.
Right, you can mention that in your review and be like, oh, it's nice to see female-led
right
movie,
you can say it's nice, but it shouldn't dictate your critical review of it. So
I don't think that's just like
right, that's just me hoping that that's not the case. Like I don't want that to be the case. I'm really hoping that it's a good movie, and that all right, we have this great movie and we have a female lead,
like Mad Max, even though he wasn't. It's like co-starring Mad Max because Furiosa is like basically the other hero in that movie, and a lot of critics pointed to that feminist aspect. Well, obviously women are not things, and whatever, and Morton Joe's fucking cave, whatever. But many critics point that out. But that's just a great movie too. Like that's just adds to it that there is a good message behind it.
See, and I have never seen all of the Mad Maxes, so that was one of the. I think that's the first one I saw all the way through was Fury Road. As bad as that sounds, but it's that movie.
You're probably with the majority of the people who saw that movie because
I guess unless
The Road Warrior is I would say it's a cult movie, but it's basically a retread of The Road Warrior in some aspects. But so what were you gonna?
No, I was just gonna say that movie I think was a great movie because I mean, and And that's one of those movies that I go, if I'm at like Walmart or Target and I see that movie's there, I'm like, I always consider buying it.
Yeah.
I haven't bought it yet, but I'm like, oh, that was such a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
And I always consider buying it. And then to me, like, that's just one of those that has stuck with me, that it's like, some movies I'm like, oh, should I buy it? No. And then I never think about it again.
Yeah.
But then this one is like every single time I see it, it's on sale.
That's
like,
the meter of Kyle's great movies.
Yeah. No, I mean, not necessarily, but, you know.
So I looked up Josh Whedon, and he's reported to direct the Batgirl movie.
The Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
So you're going that far into it. So they're doing... Is Batgirl part of the Justice League? I didn't think she was, so. But if they're already making a movie, are they just going to throw her in there? Because you have a lot of...
That also might depend, getting back to the female-led superhero movies, that depends on the success of this movie, I would think.
No, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it all depends on that, because it shouldn't matter, but, you know, business is business.
Right.
I don't think the movie will bomb, but going back to Wonder Woman, it's directed by Patty Jenkins, which is nice. A female director who made the Oscar-nominated Monster. I don't know if it actually won any Oscars, but it had Charlize Theron in it.
Is that the one about...
Eileen Warros or whatever? She's like a serial killer.
Oh,
You're like, Charlize Theron wore like a bunch of makeup and she doesn't look, and she looks like ugly as shit.
Oh, was that with the two twins? The twin boys?
Twin boys? No,
I think I'm thinking of a different movie.
I don't know.
All right,
yeah, so it was in good hands when I was getting in.
Okay.
So like, that's nice to see. Also, one of the female-led movie is being helmed by a female director, which is nice.
Right.
It doesn't happen often, so
right.
Because like the only other big female director I can think of right now is Catherine Bigelow, who did like The Hurt Locker and the other one,
0 Dark 30.
Yeah, because she makes good movies, so they're gonna give her that chance to make other movies. But...
Yeah. I love The Hurt Locker. I still actually have not seen 0 Dark 30.
It was good.
I've watched, I think, like the first hour of it, and every time it was always on like Stars or HBO or something back when, before I lived on my own. it would always be on TV when we had those channels, and I'd put it on. And it'd either be too late for me to stay up and sit all the way through it, or it was just during the day and I always had something else going on.
Wait, I thought you were going to get out like it was too boring to...
I mean, it was that too... not too boring. It was just... It is a slower movie. In the beginning, at least. I don't know if it picks up at all after.
There's the whole scene where they go and get Osama.
Right. I think I always see the part where they get the guy in the very beginning, and then they're torturing him and asking him all the questions, and then there's other little scenes here and there, but that's the same part I see over and over and over. He's always at the beginning of the movie when I ever.
You should watch it. It's good. It's not as good as The Hurt Locker, but it's a good movie. Anyways, so that's our opinion on Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So, we saw Alien Covenant together.
Yes.
What was your opinion?
My opinion was, it was entertaining. It was a good movie. I wouldn't consider it a great movie, but I think that
so if you saw it at Walmart, you wouldn't have the existential crisis of buying it.
Right. I mean, I would maybe consider it the first 1 or 2 times, but I wouldn't be like, oh man, if I saw it there later on, like it was a really good sale, I might. That's one of those movies that, because I told you when we went to go see it, I think I've seen all of the first Alien, and if I did, it was so long ago.
You need to watch it again, man.
And then Aliens 2, I think I saw most of it. I did not see 3 or 4.
You don't need to.
Right. And then I've seen... There's 2 Alien versus Predators, right?
Yep.
Isn't it like Alien versus Predator and then Resurrection?
Yeah. No, Requiem.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The second one was horrible.
Yeah.
The first one was kind of bad, too.
Yeah, I don't remember either of those. And I love Predator.
Oh, yeah, the Predator's a classic.
Like,
though.
Predator with
Arnold.
Arnold. Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah. And wait, they have that one, and the second one is with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
And that one was like...
I felt like the idea was cool, but like, I don't know. It tried to be like really gory. And, like, I don't know.
And was there a third one? Or did it just go from that to Predators?
Yeah, I barely saw Predators. Like,
I saw it, and that one is just like purely a summer movie.
Yeah,
you
really.
just go in, you just watch it. It's like I don't know. I guess it's a fun movie to watch, but you really can't say that it has much substance. Like, but so I've seen those, and then I saw Prometheus.
Yeah.
So, and Prometheus was being shown on FX as like a kind of like a hype to when Alien Covenant was being released. So I was like,
I don't know how you watch movies on TV. There's way too many commercials.
I don't know. I mean, to me on TV, I like it just because. So I'm one of those people that if I'm watching the DVD and I've never seen the movie before, or it's been a really long time, if I miss a spot, I'm gonna rewind it so I can get like every detail.
Yeah.
And I hate myself about it because that's what I do when I watch The Office. If I miss like a joke or I miss a face that they make, I'll rewind it so I can watch it.
Nice.
On TV though, you don't get that opportunity, so it's almost like, I don't know. I guess I'm not as stressed about seeing every little thing, and plus it's just all right. You just go with the flow of the TV show or of the movie.
It's just
that's
so
on
annoying.
there.
Like every 10 minutes, even less sometimes. Like,
yeah, it depends on the channel. Like FX usually is pretty good, but then you get things like if you ever watch, I try to never watch sci-fi.
Sci-fi. That's
Sci-fi
the best original movies.
So many, so many commercials on that one. And
yeah,
like
that
other
AMC.
AMC depends, but that one has a lot of commercials at times. And
anyways, back to Alien Covenant.
But anyway, so I was, I look at that one as obviously if you've seen all the other movies, you should go out and see it. I think they did a good job likening the main character Daniels to Sigourney Weaver's character, in the originals. And then
watching it, I just wanted to watch the first one though. Like,
yeah, it made me want to go back and rewatch the first one and get it's like a refresher.
That is a great movie. Like the first one is.
I remember when I watched it, I was little and I was really scared about it, which is why I'm kind of surprised that I wanted to go see this one.
Why?
Because I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm not as afraid of the chest bursters.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of that as much, or the face huggers. So I'm like, all right, I could sit through that. Back then, it was like, oh my gosh, there's something inside them. It's gonna be poking out. And I was kind of grossed out.
Yeah,
by
I didn't really get your full opinion on it.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I watched your review on it.
I did a small review.
Right.
Just fresh thoughts and like I said, I just want to go back and watch Alien.
Right.
Like it's same director, but it just felt like he was trying to recapture some of the first Alien at points, but then continuing to the Prometheus story.
Right. I will say Michael Fassbender.
That was my big thing. That's the only reason why I'd recommend it is just to see Michael Fassbender.
Right. He essentially plays two completely different characters.
Yeah. Well, androids.
Well, I mean, yeah, androids, but like in the fact that you think androids,
both
they're all
have
gonna be the
different
same,
accents,
but they're totally different. Just moods about them, just everything, even movement.
Yeah. And
I thought that was really cool how he was able to differentiate those two roles at the same time. Like you hear of all these other movie stars getting like prepped for a role by acting as their character for a time being beforehand, and then he did and he did it twice for the same movie. So
he's great. Like, so he's one of the best actors out there right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I mean I haven't seen him in Assassin's Creed yet. I have no intention of seeing Assassin's Creed. So I'm trying to think what's another great performance by him. He was great in 12 Years a Slave. He is. I think he's a good Magneto in the X-Men.
There's a couple movies I haven't seen that he's done with the same director as 12 Years a Slave, but I've heard he's good in them. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. And then I wish that I wish that the movie had more of Danny McBride.
I said the same thing, honestly. I felt like they underused him.
Yes, and I thought, because I enjoyed his character when he was on screen. And more, like, I guess you kind of go in bias because he's one of those names that you know. Yeah. But you only know him for comedy. So it's like, oh my gosh.
I wanted to see a serious performance.
And I was like, oh, all right, let's see how he does in this, this horror movie type role that isn't like a horror comedy. Kind of like how he was with This Is the End. So, which is more of a comedy horror than a horror comedy. But so, anyways, I was like, I was pleased with him while he was on screen, but he wasn't on it enough to be able to say.
Oh yeah, with what he was given, I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
and that was another big thing though, because his wife dies, and why should we care? Because like we barely see them together. Do we see them together? Maybe at the beginning.
At the beginning of the movie, you see them all together there.
It's just that was a big problem. Is you don't have enough time to spend with those characters, and then they die.
And that's the thing. I think that's a big flaw with the Alien movies is that any review you watch, it's you go into the movie knowing that you have your one main character, and then everybody else is gonna die.
Yeah.
And even that main character might die.
There might be a side person that survives.
You're right, a supporter, but like even if there is, you don't have time. If everybody's dying, unless you're gonna make that movie super long to where you're gonna be able to care for all those characters that are dying, you're gonna have like a 4-hour, 5-hour movie on your hands.
Right, and the first Alien gets a pass because it's just atmosphere out the you know.
Right. It was that was. Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a pretty. I would say back when it was released, that was a new type of movie.
I would say so. It's just like it's set in space, but it's really a claustrophobic movie because it's one alien and the ship acts as its own character because the setting is just awesome.
Right.
And it's the close quarters and that's where the horror comes from. It could pop out at any time. And
then you get the slogan that they had was nobody can hear you screaming in
space.
But
it's the fact that it didn't even have to be in space. It could have been anywhere, but the ship is its own character. And that was another thing that was kind of weird to see. And then the Alien Covenant is the aliens out in space, like open space.
Yeah.
Not in space, but
open. Yeah,
like
open terrain.
Yeah. And it looks so weird with them running like on all fours,
right, like a dog.
Because of like I said in the first Alien, they're like in like close quarters, so they can wear the bodysuits and it looks even better because it's practical. Mm-hmm. But when it's CGI, it just looks ridiculous.
Right. But I mean, in a sense, you have to kind of suspend. All right, well, this is an alien, and you have to realize like. You know, they're not supposed to be human, I guess. It looked cartoony to me. Part of it is that they were almost too fluid in their movement while running.
Mm-hmm. It was like a dog. It
really was. Yeah. But I do wish that in this Covenant, that the scene with, or I guess the entire sequence of the alien being on the ship was longer. I kind of wish. I feel like that was a huge suspense part, but I get that you really
on
can't.
The ship.
When
that's just a throwback to the first one,
right?
Really, yeah.
Right. I don't know. I just enjoyed. Like I felt like, all right, he goes on.
Which I wouldn't mind. I would love to see another Alien style where it's one alien on the ship and they're trying to survive.
Right.
Which I want to play Alien Isolation. I heard it's really cool. The game, yeah,
okay.
Because like it's like basically exactly like the first movie. You're just trying to like hide from the alien.
That's an intense game.
Yeah, I know. But I would watch another movie like that because Aliens was cool. It was an awesome action movie, but it's just I don't know. Alien is a whole different thing.
Yeah, but I would say as an average moviegoer, let's say let's go into it saying maybe you've only ever seen Prometheus.
Yeah. Since
that was the most recent one to the actual franchise and not, excluding Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah.
Then I would say go out and see it.
It does continue the story. Like
yes, it does, and I mean it's to the point also where there's gonna be another movie between this and Alien.
Yeah. Which I don't really care about that. I don't want them to be bridged that much.
No, but I think all right. So what I think my theory on this, or part I guess theory, is that if they make another movie, I think they're going to put the story being as David creating the queen.
Oh, that'd be good. And he basically already did create the xenomorph.
Right, and then the queen is created, and she kills David.
Yeah, some poetic justice there.
Yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen if they make a new one. I think that'd be... Because then at that point, you bridge it enough because you have the queen.
Yeah, I'm still kind of questioning how he made the eggs. The chicken or the egg, man.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of...
it's some kind of... genetic engineering. I don't know.
Guess. Yeah, that's a good question.
Like when it's in a what were those things? Petri dish.
Yeah.
Like growing it out of that.
Yeah, because I mean, you never really know what. I guess it shows you his kind of like his setup of what he's been doing, but it doesn't really tell you where he started. Which you obviously know that he started from Prometheus with that black liquid. that he created from the
he had to use that to make it somehow.
Something, yeah.
Well, there is eggs in. I think the black liquid is like in canisters or something.
Right, it's in the canisters. I know he took one of those, but that's the stuff that I thought put into the drink for the guy that.
My favorite image in the whole movie is when he let loose the like things on the engineers. Like,
when he's in the big ship.
Yeah.
And just looking down on him.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene though.
Oh, okay.
Just image wise, it was
that was a pretty cool scene. Yeah. Is like he comes floating
the flashback
in
and he's talking to what's his name, Walter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just great. Just like that's why I'd rather just have a movie about that than trying to throw these alien throwbacks into it. You know, it's part of the story, obviously, but I don't know because that's what I feel like Ridley Scott was more interested in. Like he wanted to explore this idea of an android creating life, and he had to put the alien stuff in there, though.
Right. Did we ever? I don't know if we ever like quick cut. Did we ever, preface this with that there's spoilers?
Oh, yes. Well, it's not really.
It's not really too much of a giveaway.
But we didn't really say much.
I guess, yeah. So, I guess just in case if you didn't want to know anything about it at all going in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said.
But for future reference, you should probably be careful with spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable movie. It was a fun movie to watch. Like I said, I wouldn't call it like fantastic, but then again, I am also coming in as like a newly awakened alien interest. So I'm not like like the fans from back then that have been waiting and waiting and waiting, or that really, really, really love Prometheus and stuff like that.
I think. Well, if you like Prometheus, you'll like this one.
Right. Oh yeah. I think this one was better than Prometheus.
Prometheus had good parts.
I thought Prometheus had good parts too, but I just think that overall, you obviously get more alien time in this one.
Yeah. Which is what you care about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, me as an average, I just want to see the alien.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's. I can feel that push pull between like creating something that's a little deeper and throwing a horror movie in there. You know.
Right.
So I think he pulls it off. It's just I don't know. I wish it didn't try to be so much like the first Alien when it isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of set itself apart as its own, original type.
Which Prometheus did. It made it like a different style for it, the franchise. Like
I would say that if you watched Prometheus and then went and watched Alien without any background knowledge that the two were linked, I would think that you would think that those were just two completely different movies. Apart from the very ending of Prometheus. Because at that point, it's so different.
Well, the engineers are in the first Alien.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're on the... They go into the ship that they're actually...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're sitting in...
All right, so yeah, I mean, I guess unless you bridge that part, but if you take away the engineer between the two, you take just the characters and the stuff that they're doing and the tone, I'd say the overall tone of the movie is just... it's a different experience.
Right.
And so then on this one, though, you can definitely feel the throwback to the Alien. The first two Aliens, really, because it's more of a, humans versus aliens, bloodbath type thing, as opposed to the Prometheus, where it was like about more like the discovery and the curiosity aspect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it brought something new to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I would definitely see the next one, because I like that. I like when it... it goes deeper, So.
Right.
Let's go on to some news in the movie world right now.
Okay. I have no idea what you're gonna bring up, but
we might not even have seen or know any of this, like what movies are referencing.
Right.
But Tyler Perry planning another Medea Halloween.
It's another movie that I will have zero interest in seeing and will never watch.
You've never seen any of the Tyler
Never
Perry's?
ever seen any of them.
Oh,
not even a clip.
I haven't either. So
all right. I guess I've seen the trailers if I've been forced to sit through them in the movies. I don't watch them though.
He was good in Gone Girl though.
He was.
Yeah.
I love Tyler Perry in Gone Girl. He was like the perfect lawyer, like a superstar lawyer type thing. He was great in it. Yeah. I don't have anything against Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not gonna go.
Dude, those movies make money, so obviously he's gonna keep making them.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
if you like them, good.
Yeah. I don't have any interest in it. But Boss Baby 2 is coming in 2021.
No way.
Yes, it is.
Wow. I didn't see the first one.
I'm not going to.
No. I mean, the only time I'd watch it is if we thought it would be funny to watch it.
I don't know. I wouldn't pay money to see it. Like, that's...
I'll say alright, in the trailer though, the one part I laughed at was when it looks like they're in a high-speed chase with the explosions, and then the parents look out and they're going like, they're just crawling around.
They're like, if you're playing,
Yeah, that part
that was pretty funny. That's the only funny part of that. There's gonna be a Jetsons movie with the same director of Sausage Party.
Oh, really?
So that's gonna be obviously he's not gonna make it like profanity.
Did you see Sausage Party?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that was. I'd say it was funny. The ending was just over the top for me.
You just did not like the ending.
The ending was over the top. I'm sorry. Like it just was like
the movie was already over the top. Though.
It was over the top, but saying that the ending was over the top for an over the top movie is you know at that point that it went a little
I like
overboard.
the ending now just because of your reaction to it. I like it just because you don't like it.
I mean, it was just
because that's what they're going for. They're trying to provoke you.
I mean, I get that. It's just I don't know if I wanted it was just an awkward.
It was uncomfortable watching it with my sister.
Yes, do not watch it with family. Do not watch it with your parents.
Don't watch it with Kyle because he'll have to close his eyes.
I don't have to close my eyes. It's just it made me feel weird because you're in a movie theater with these other people and you're like, you shouldn't enjoy it.
Well, how did your audience react to it? Were they like?
Some people were kind of laughing, and other people just like it wasn't like enough of a laughing reaction though. Yeah. I think a lot of people felt uncomfortable because a lot of people I think were there on dates.
Oh yeah.
So you definitely don't take a date out to watch that unless you're really close.
Who do you see it with then? By yourself?
By yourself, friends,
in the corner,
or a significant other that you are totally comfortable with watching that type of stuff with. Like, don't take it on the first date. No, not with your parents, not with any siblings.
It was funny though. I enjoyed it.
It was a funny movie, but
Okay. What else we got? There's going to be a Black Cat and a Silver Sable movie directed by a female director. So.
Is that,
That's DC, isn't it?
DC?
Black Cat. No, Spider-Man spinoff. So it's Marvel.
What? Black Cat is a Spider-Man spinoff?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, is Black Cat one of the bad guys? I don't know. I've never heard of Black Cat with Spider-Man.
We're going to upset any comic book fans that ever listen to this.
I know. I'm sorry for my...
Kyle's not a comic book guy. He just loves the movies.
I can't say that I read comic books, but I do enjoy the movies.
He loves his Spider-Man.
And hey, I play Injustice.
There's a second one coming out.
Yeah. Oh, it's already out.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
All right, Top Gun 2 is coming out. Have you ever seen Top Gun?
Actually, I have not seen
You've never seen Top Gun? Okay,
no,
it's going to be a lot of stuff that Kyle hasn't seen in this podcast, so he has a lot of movies to get to.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the ones that is on the list that I do need to see.
I mean, it's a classic, but it's not like a great movie.
But I hear enough people like it, so I know I should
It's a movie you would
it.
like.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. But I haven't seen that. And I did hear on the radio, though, today, actually, funny that you bring it up right now, but I did hear that Tom Cruise confirmed that there's going to be a second Top Gun.
Yeah. So
I was like, well, I haven't seen the first one, but hopefully by that time I have.
It's going to be directed by Joseph Kosinski. I don't know who that is, but the original director committed suicide.
Oh,
so
wow.
He can't come back, and yeah.
We promise that that's not a theme.
I know, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
What else has he done? Oh, he directed Oblivion.
Is that the other Tom Cruise one? I did not like that
movie. I never saw it.
No, I was actually one of the ones where me, Sam, and Alex,
our other friends.
Yeah, our other friends. What was that? Freshman year of college, we went to the movies and saw that. And
Great story.
Halfway through the movie, I remember I looked over and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And I was like, "I have no idea what's going on." And Sam looked back over and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then
imagine you turning to Sam, yelling, "What the hell is going on?"
No, I was kind of annoyed because I was like, "All right, where is this movie going?" And after the movie, though, I was the only one that did not enjoy that movie. Sam and Alex said they enjoyed it. once the movie progressed.
Didn't it look good? Like, the visual effects were cool and stuff?
It was kind of cool
because
in that
the director
aspect.
was known for visual effects.
It was cool in that sense that, you know, you have the whatever his little spaceships were they was flying around in.
Didn't they look like sperm or something?
They looked weird. They're like the white orbs or something like that. I don't remember the whole thing, but I just remember you felt so confused. You had no idea.
You don't like being confused in movies?
Well, no. All right, I don't mind being confused, but it felt like you were just watching Tom Cruise do his thing, but you had no idea why, and you didn't feel like there was a purpose behind it until this twist comes up, and you're like, okay. To me, if I remember
what was
correctly,
the twist? I don't... Okay, spoilers.
Spoilers.
No, the movie came out like 3 years ago.
If you haven't seen it yet, you must not really care
fuck
about it.
off.
If I remember correctly, the spoiler was that, or the twist was that there were multiple Tom Cruises and his wife. So it was almost like they were an experiment and they're doing stuff. And I remember thinking, I was like, all right, so what's the purpose of having multiple of them? And just, granted, it's been, 4 or 5 years since I've seen the movie. Mm-hmm. But I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, okay, big whoop. And...
Well, it wasn't a movie that at least the journey was enjoyable at all. Like... Because I don't know.
I mean, I'd have to I don't want to watch it again, but I'd have to watch it again to get a refresh on it. I just remember sitting in the movie and I left, and that was just. I just remember that was one of the string of bad movies that I saw at that time, because I had just seen Olympus Has Fallen. God, I did not like that movie.
I thought you would love that movie.
No, we went into watching that, and I'm surprised that Sam and Alex went with me to see that, especially Sam.
Yeah.
And that was just, I just thought the CGI looked so stupid in it. Just the whole thing.
You love Fast and Furious, so.
No, but the CGI, have you seen Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
Like, it just, the CGI just looks bad. To me, I just think, all right, granted though, I think I'm biased against any movies that use the White House. Use the White House, because at that point it's so fake.
Yeah.
You go in knowing that, yes, CGI is CGI, but that is just the fakest
What about
of the fake.
Independence Day?
Independence Day, that's just a cheesy movie to me.
I mean, it's not that cheesy.
I mean, watching it today, I feel like it's a somewhat cheesy movie. I remember it being a pretty cheesy movie. That, White House Down. Mm-hmm. Those are just, you just know whenever they're showing a shot of the White House blowing up, it's just, alright, that is just.
But that's like
so
a classic
fake.
image of like the alien spaceship like blowing up the White House.
Right. But I think that's different. It's different from the Independence Day blowing up.
Yeah.
The new ones. It's like it makes it look. They're trying almost too hard with the CGI, but the CGI just wasn't done top notch. And I remember sitting down in that movie, and whoever, what's the company that has the big red M?
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just this new logo I'd seen. I was like, uh-oh. It was like the first or second one they showed. And I was like, oh no. There's a no-name. He said it was like a no-name company that was obviously had a big hand in it. And so you're like, okay, this, chances are it's not going to be as good as what I was expecting it to be going in. Mm. And so
it's not like when we watched The Crooked Man, and what was the production company?
You had Lionsgate and you had Hybrid. It's like seeing Hybrid show up. It's like if you saw like
The Crooked Man was a terrible sci-fi original movie that we watched the other day too.
Oh my god! So we like to watch asylum movies. If you guys haven't.
Yeah, not Sharknado. Before Sharknado.
Cool. So Sharknado is like their sellout type.
Also, we might make many repeated references to The Room throughout these podcasts.
If you don't know The Room, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it right now. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Shut this off.
Yeah. Prioritize.
But yeah, so what were we talking about?
We're talking about... What were we talking about? We were on... the director. You said the director of Oblivion.
Joseph Kosinski.
So yeah, he doesn't do anything for me. Based on that
just from...
Oblivion. Yeah.
Interesting. Like I said, he was known for special effects. That's why I brought that up. Like that was his first direction.
I mean, it wasn't a bad looking movie by any means. Mm-hmm. It was just I just didn't think
that wasn't enough to like. Yeah.
No. So for me, the only time I think that a movie has ever been made solely off of visual effects was Gravity.
Oh yeah, I could agree with that.
Like that was such an experience.
In
but
IMAX
you
3D.
Had, IMAX 3D. You had to see it in IMAX 3D. That was the one time I think I felt like I had an experience.
Yeah, that's the way that IMAX 3D should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge 3D fan by any means. I feel like when you go and put on the glasses, you still can see a little bit of double vision.
It just gives me a headache sometimes too.
But that was the one time, still to this day, that I've seen an IMAX 3D that a movie has been so just awe-inspiring.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
My gosh, like that was a fun movie to go watch. And I know that you're a little bit more harsh on like the story of it and the dialogue.
I wasn't a big fan of Sandra Bullock in it.
I thought she was good. I enjoyed her and George Clooney, but
it's just like it's.
I mean, I guess you being the harsher critic, I know you on that. Just as an average moviegoer, you go in and it's entertaining.
There's felt like cardboard cutouts of characters. It's just like, okay, I get it's a survival movie,
right?
But it's just.
I guess I just give it the slack because I'm like, there's only
I do
much
too.
That,
but
yeah,
it still got like a 98% of Rotten Tomatoes, which I think if it's an IMAX 3D, it deserves.
Right.
But I don't think it's a perfect movie.
Yeah, I think.
I'm a huge fan of Alfonso Cuarón, though. He did the third Harry Potter too.
Okay.
And Children of Men, which you should see.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen the third Harry Potter. I've seen all the Harry Potters.
Of course you have. You're a huge Harry Potter fan.
I love Harry Potter.
But yeah. Yeah, special effects.
Yeah, so that's the only time that's really been a huge impact on me. But I think that kind of a lot of the movie was that, so that it could immerse you into that situation.
I was wishing like that movie would be the start of a new direction that IMAX 3D would go into. You know, like the movies will start to emulate that.
Right.
But I still haven't seen anything like that.
No, I mean, just what was the last movie I saw? I saw Guardians 2.
Yeah.
In IMAX 3D, and I don't get me wrong, it didn't take away from the movie but it didn't. IMAX 3D didn't necessarily add to the movie. It didn't make the movie any better. Right. So that's like I said, the Gravity was the only time that would be worth it. And everybody I told, I was like, Gravity is so good, but I was like, I don't want to oversell it to you, but you have to go see it in IMAX 3D. Otherwise, you're not going to see what I see.
I don't want to watch it on TV.
No. And I seen part of it on TV.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. Yeah. And even when like my dad went to go see it, I was like, Dad, you got to go see it in IMAX 3D. And he never went to go see it in regular theater. No. And they were like, why? What was so good about it? It was only a meter. And I was like, because you didn't see it in IMAX 3D.
Oh, I just love the beginning where like even the titles come up and it was fucking awesome. It just kind of pans over.
Oh, no.
It's great. But it's all one take that first shot.
Yeah. So it was it was a little disappointing that they didn't see it in that, but it's each their own.
Anyways, on to the next piece of news. Doug Liman, who directed Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat.
I love that.
However you want to say it.
Edge of Tomorrow. It's Edge of Tomorrow.
It's Edge of Tomorrow. I like that name. I don't know why they changed
it. Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know why. And Emily Blunt even put out a thing. She was kind of annoyed with that too. Yeah. She's like, let's just stick with the name. Just do it. Edge of Tomorrow is so much better than Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. I think they're doing Live, Die, Repeat or something like that.
They're making a second one?
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah. But that's not the news I was getting at. He left the Justice League Dark movie. He was going to direct it.
What? Justice League Dark?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a villain Justice League.
Oh.
Yeah, revolves around a Dark Justice League team that consists of John Constantine, Swamp Thing, Deadman, Zatanna, and Etrigan the Demon.
I have no idea who any of those are. Sorry, comic book fans.
Sorry, comic book fans. But yeah, they are coming out with the Live, Die, Repeat 2.
I don't know if I would...
Why? I don't like. There's nowhere else to go.
Right. What are you gonna do? Do another monster comes up that does the exact same thing?
I mean, I guess they're, since that idea is pretty out there, they could do more with it.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a good standalone.
So this is the stupid name for it: Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
That's terrible. Edge of Tomorrow just has a cool name.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want anything else.
I don't know either.
But I don't know. We'll see.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Is there anything else you would want to say?
I still want to see Baywatch.
I don't want to see Baywatch at all.
It looks funny.
I'll watch it when it's on TV. I'm not gonna spend $10 on that.
All right, fine. I guess then Pirates of the Caribbean's out. Mm-hmm. That's something that I'm gonna consider seeing. It did get good audience reviews. Mm-hmm. Not so much on the
I have no
side.
interest in seeing it.
I will say that my interest has been diminished since the fourth one came out. I thought the fourth one was absolutely terrible.
I didn't see the fourth one.
Oh.
I saw the third, but
I know a lot of people say that the only good one is 1 and maybe 2. I enjoyed the third one.
I agree with your statement before.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
first
one,
thing, yeah,
the first
yeah.
two. I think the first two are way better than the third, but I still enjoyed the third. I didn't think that it was bad. I think once the fourth one, I feel like
I feel like the third one tries to be too epic and it's just like long and.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that it tried too much. It tried to incorporate too much into it, but I still enjoyed it as an average moviegoer.
Mm.
So
that's the moviegoer.
Right. I still enjoyed
that means
it. That
every average moviegoer is gonna love it.
No, but I will say the fourth one I didn't see in theaters, but I didn't really want to because it didn't have Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
It had just Johnny Depp and Jeffrey Rush.
I still am kind of amazed that he got the Oscar nomination for the first one.
Jeffrey Rush?
No, Johnny
Depp.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was nominated.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He didn't win though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Johnny Depp has an Oscar win.
He doesn't?
I don't think so, which I thought was surprising because he's been in so many,
right?
I guess, out there roles, Edward Scissorhands, those type of roles to where it's like, okay, maybe he came into his own with it. But yeah, I don't think he's ever won one.
Wow. He's the new Leo then.
Yeah.
Actually, are you sure?
Look it up. I could be
right.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure he has never won an Oscar. I'm sure he's won plenty of other awards.
You might be right on that, but it feels like he's been in so many movies.
But I think I've looked this up and I was like, really? None of these roles have gotten him an Oscar? And so, I don't know.
He's been nominated 3 times for Best Actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's won the Golden Globe for Sweeney Todd, which I love, but I'm sure you've never seen Sweeney Todd.
I've never seen Sweeney Todd.
Academy Awards, what was he nominated for? Finding Neverland, Sweeney Todd, and Pirates won.
Yeah. And he didn't win any of them, right?
Nope.
Yes, that's why I was thinking. I was like, how he's played so many different roles. Not that he's been great in every single role. Like his Willy Wonka character, he's kind of just creepy.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, Willy Wonka is supposed to be kind of out there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I liked him as Edward Scissorhands and that type of stuff. And
yeah.
Johnny. But like I was saying with that fourth Pirates movie, I feel like Johnny Depp or just Jack Sparrow as a character just kind of changed.
Really?
Yeah, he was just kind of like even wackier than before.
Oh wow.
But I think maybe it was just too much focus on him alone. And I didn't really care for Penelope Cruz's character or whoever played Blackbeard. I don't know the actor's name. He was the bad guy. Have you seen Cody Banks? Agent
Yeah.
Cody Banks, the bad guy in that?
I don't remember.
The nanobites or whatever.
I don't remember.
But anyway, so that's why I'm like a little cautious looking at this new Pirates. But it does have Orlando Bloom. Jeffrey Rush is still in it, even though Jeffrey Rush looks so different now. Yeah. I don't know if it's the makeup or if he just looks that much older
I don't know.
what. But yeah. So yeah, that's all I saw there that kind of worth bringing up.
Right. We didn't really go over TV too much because Twin Peaks came back, and I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan.
Haven't seen that.
But that's out right now, and Kyle just started Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
finally.
I'm way behind on that train, guys.
You watched season 1, episode 1.
Yep, I've seen 1 episode so far. I've heard that I should start watching Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, you'd like it a lot.
It's only 8 episodes right now. So I
did it one day. Just
Yeah.
watched it all.
Yeah, actually, I could do that on a weekend.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You'd like it.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I hear that it's pretty good. It sounds like something I would like, so I would agree that I would probably like it.
It's not something like I'd watch again, probably, but it's very entertaining.
Okay. And then
it's like a throwback to those '80s Spielberg, Goonies, like stuff like that.
Right. One of our fundamental things that we'll never agree on. I still have to catch up with The Walking Dead.
No, I hate The Walking Dead.
But that's for another time, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll dive more into that. Last note, I watched Master of None season 2, and it was good. I like the first season better. Do you know Master of None?
I know Master of None. I haven't watched it, but I know it's Aziz Ansari's show.
Yeah,
right?
It kind of feels it's got like an indie movie sensibility, so I don't know if you would like it as much.
Maybe.
But I don't know. It's more of the same for me. Aziz Ansari, if you like him, then you'll like the second season too.
Mm-hmm.
But the first season was just like so good. I liked it a lot, and it's just more of that. So I'd recommend watching it then.
Now, real quick, House of Cards season 5 did that just come out?
I don't know.
It says
I haven't even seen House of Cards.
I mean, I've seen half of like the first season.
I'm sure that's like blasphemy. We should watch it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it because there's so much. It's so detailed.
Yeah,
and you have to follow. There's so many players in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish that I had stuck with it when I was watching it, but I have to restart that. Not restart it completely.
I know it's produced by David Fincher, who also did Zodiac and like Seven.
Yeah.
I don't know if he directed any of it, but I'm sure it's in that like same style. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. So I enjoyed the first few episodes I watched, and I just kind of fell out of it just because I think of other obligations like work and stuff.
Life.
Yeah. So I do want to go back to watching that because, like I said, you get really involved with the characters and seeing who's playing who and who's doing what. So, and Kevin Spacey's just great.
It's kind of funny. It was some interview, and they were asking if like Trump being in the White House is like influencing House of Cards, and Kevin Spacey's like, "Oh, we would need better writers to recreate Trump's like win and stuff," which I thought was funny. It's like he's not like taking a side; it's just like how crazy it's been.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think we should wrap this up.
Okay.
So this was the first official Greasy Monkey podcast. The name has nothing to do with what we talk about.
No, maybe one day we'll explain it.
Oh yeah. Well. We'll keep these around an hour long. It's been an hour, but I don't want it to only be sticking to movies. Like if it takes us on a tangent, then we'll talk about it. But yeah, this is it. If anybody's gotten to this far, like
if anybody is gonna try to watch us,
yeah,
at some point maybe we'll have like a part where we can have topics thrown at us.
Yeah, maybe readers can not readers. What
listeners.
The fuck, you listeners
read our words.
Can send us shit. Because I I love the Ricky Gervais show, but they can just make fun of fucking Carl the whole time. But they still send them stuff and like read off of it.
Right.
So that's kind of like influences.
Yeah.
But
so if we get that far into this,
we'll see.
Like,
I don't know.
You have to be disciplined with getting these things out, and plus you're gonna be leaving soon.
Yeah, that's true.
So
but we'll see.
We'll see if we can get anything started with it. So.
Well, thank you for listening.
And thank you guys.
This has been the Greasy Monkey Podcast.
I am Kaiser Sose.
No, you're not. All right.